Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this day. And you know, I look back at the date, I didn't change the date. It's not the 26th, it's the 27th.
Are you sure?
Is it the 27th? Yes. I should know that because
no, it's the 26th, people.
It's my nephew's. It's my.
It's the 26th. It's the 26th.
Oh, I have it right.
Dude, you're
I'm
right.
sorry. I kept thinking today is my nephew's birthday. It's tomorrow.
Poor Ken. Poor Ken. All right. Well, nonetheless, it is the 26th, and it's National Coconut Oil Day.
I guess I was
you
right.
Goofball. Wow. All right, who's on, Ken?
I jumped the gun.
Who's
I thought
on
I was
first?
wrong. Who's on first today? We're going to bring you a segment from AutoNation Toyota Irvine. And then we're also going to bring you a security update segment. And then from the Thrive Project, we have Joan Milliman here today. And also, she brought along somebody that, well, he's pops up on our shows all the time. Mark Rabinowitz. And Mark is, you know, he's part of the Centenarian Project. And he's going to talk a little bit about that, but also other things that are coming up. And we're going to bring you a segment of the Pageant of the Masters. That, what is it? I think it starts a week.
5th.
Yeah.
July 5th.
Right around the corner, folks.
Yep. Okay, meetings today. United MNC meeting will be in the boardroom at 9 a.m. and then the GRF Thrive meeting will be today in the Willow Room at 9:30. So I didn't really get to tell you, but today is National Coconut Oil Day. Now, coconut oil alone falls into the superfood category due to its medium chain triglyceride content and all that they seem to do. Whether supporting a weight loss program, moisturizing skin and hair, or metabolizing into energy, coconut oil plays a significant role for your body. We use the whole coconut in many different forms for our body and everyday cooking. From shredded coconut to milk, cream, water, and oil, each provides essential nutrients and flavor. Its antiviral and antimicrobial properties are notable as well. Coconut is rich in fiber, vitamin B6, iron, and minerals like magnesium, manganese, phosphorus, selenium, and zinc. The oil from coconut moisturizes our skin and also helps to keep our skin clear and our hair silky too. Of course, in the kitchen, we love coconut. Beyond baked goods, coconut infuses sweet flavor to our cooking. And because the MCTs in coconut oil don't absorb in the body as fat, it is an ideal alternative to other oils and fats. Those who are lactose intolerant and craving ice cream know that coconut milk also makes an excellent substitute for creamy homemade ice cream. And oil, of course. It's not summer without a pina colada. Yum, one of my favorites. Beyond the fruit and water of the coconut that we consume, the husk and shells are used as a potting medium, carbon filtration, charcoal, biofuel, and even organic cat litter. So the husks are also used to make core, which is used in making mattresses, doormats, and more. So coconut is a very versatile fruit and a great product. Ken, I know you don't like coconut.
No, I do in some ways. I actually like coconut cream pie, and I like a German chocolate cake that has the coconut on it. So, right. And I like the blue milk at Disneyland and Star Wars, which is coconut milk based.
Oh, blue milk.
So the blue milk, yeah, they don't
Can't
use
wait
dairy.
for that.
Yeah, I have to change my reminder not to call my nephew today. Call him tomorrow for his birthday.
Yes.
I was a day ahead. I'm way off, folks. All right, a little bit of drizzle out there today. If you've been out and about, you saw yesterday. You know, as I've been saying, when you get this June gloom in, you have some days that it just never clears up. It did not yesterday. I'm hoping, I put mostly cloudy, meaning I'm hoping for a little sun peeking in later today, but you know, that's really hard to predict. Same thing tomorrow. We could end up with a little drizzle, or it could be a lighter marine layer. Then the high pressure system that's sort of, it's kind of sitting over Nevada, Utah area as it starts to widen, will start to bring a little bit warmer weather on Friday and probably less of the marine layer. And then as we get to the weekend, sunny and warmer, and we'll be approaching, really, that would be about normal temperatures. We get to about 80. That would be pretty normal for this time of the year. And of course, that's already the last day of June on Sunday. So, wow, only about 6 months till Christmas. So, yeah, I better get my list out soon. All right, here we are around the area today. Really what we had yesterday, not much difference except the drizzle out there. And, you know, these days are going to, tomorrow will be the same. Friday might be a little bit warmer. And as I said, as we get to the weekend, we'll get back to a little bit more normal conditions as far as temperature goes. All right, we'll be right back in just a moment.
The Red Sox are 1 out away. And the Dodgers are down to their final strike. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series. And the best team in baseball wins it all.
Welcome back. AutoNation Irvine Toyota, Ephraim, you know, the man, is here today to talk to us about what is going on over at Irvine Toyota. And you've brought us some little socks, but we're going to talk about that later.
Okay.
Let's first start.
Good morning.
We got a chance. Good morning. We got a chance to go out there and visit you guys, and I'm really glad we did because it was amazing. I've never been to a dealership where you drive in right there, and it was really beautiful and pristine. And then you guys take the car somewhere else. Tell me how that all came about.
Yeah, it is kind of neat. It's different. So again, right on Research Drive, right, where Research and Bake are, right? Because we were saying, hey, not everyone may know where we're at.
Right.
It's on 24 acres. We're the largest footprint dealership in all of Orange County. It's huge. When we first bought this a long time ago, they said it was the like a place so big that you could have like a whole carnival. It was just huge.
Right.
I mean, most dealerships don't have something that expansive, so it's neat. So our campus is spread out with our service center as you drive up to the left, and then our main showroom, and then our display is just enormous. It's kind of neat.
Right,
it's different.
No, but I really like the fact that when you drive in, it's like I said, you drive in and everybody's there to help you, and all the service folks are there.
Yeah.
And then it's not like it's all one thing, which I think is nice.
Yeah, and so there's enough room, and it is a little bit different and welcoming, don't you think? I'm really glad you guys came to visit.
Yeah, it was
because you know, it's different, and I wanted you guys to see how really everything kind of works, especially on that Laguna Woods Wednesday.
At a later time, we'll probably go into more detail about service and things like that, because we shot some other, I mean, your service bay, how many cars can you guys do at one time?
Oh, wow. We service about 170, 180 cars a day, every day, except for Sunday. Is that crazy?
That's a lot of cars.
It's a lot, and most people would never guess that, but our business is that big.
Right.
But it's fun. The waiting room is welcoming and nice and easy. You can get snacks and stuff, and of course on Wednesday we have special treats for our Laguna Woods Wednesday.
That's right. Make sure you go today. That's today.
So that's kind of cool. It's different, and more importantly, it's just, you know, good people that care. There to service you. I love that we went through that whole notion in service that stay in your car and let us just check it out. You know, with the weather changing like that, let's make sure the air is good and tires. Whatever it might be.
You guys went through the whole thing. It was like kind of a, I don't know, is it like a 10-point checklist, or what do you guys do?
Well, when you come in just for that pit stop, it's whatever is needed right there.
Okay.
Because sometimes it's just, hey, we're going to do that gas station stop service for you, right? And of course, we're not charging for that. Come in, let's just make sure that we're well taken care of, and you know where we're at. And then it's that point of contact, so that when you really need us, you know who to come see. That's all.
Right. Perfect. All right. Good. We have some socks here that are, looks like they're pink.
Yes, they are.
And they are for cancer research. So tell me how this works.
That's right. So today I brought you some socks.
That's some socks.
Because I just went out and made these and gave them to my staff.
Okay.
And I thought they'd look great on you. But,
thank you.
You know, part of everything we do at the dealership, it's a permanent commitment at AutoNation Irvine Toyota that proceeds from every transaction, whether it's in service or in sales, new or used cars. Part of everything we do goes to cancer research. And we, as a company, we've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh, wow.
Because this is a big deal. You know, unfortunately, this has touched all of our lives, and it's a big deal. So you know, doing the right thing, and part of being part of the community, and just, you know, having an alignment or focus on things that really do matter to us.
Right.
I have 242 employees at the store, and unfortunately, as I said, this has touched us all, and so we think that that's an important. You'll notice that our license plate frame is always pink, and it says Drive Pink, because it's just something we do.
Okay.
It's an important thing that we make a commitment towards.
Now, do you present the monies raised at the end of the year, throughout the year? How does that work?
Well, you know what, we don't really publish it because it's actually accumulated into quite a big amount of money.
Okay.
We just let everybody know that part of our part of everything that we do, all the transactions, the proceeds go to cancer research, and I think that's kind of neat.
Excellent. No, I love that.
Yeah, it's something they've been doing for years, and I really just I'm proud of that. Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Well, you should
I
be.
had a customer say, hey, I'm only buying because I saw that, and then he related his story, and I just thought, you know what, say no more. Thank you for saying that, because, you know, it's an important part of just doing what's right.
Well, yes, and you're giving back, and that is a unique aspect, I think, to your organization, so I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I do too.
Tell me a little bit about some cool things that have been happening, like within the last week. I know you come on every week, but there must be something neat.
Well, it is. I mean, and I love when you all came out, you came to the showroom too, and just again, you know, noticed for yourself just how big it is. And what's neat about that is that then when customers come over, and again, I have someone visit me every single day, and that's not an exaggeration, and it's neat. And you know, there's a cafe, so we sit there and chat, and just it's a place to come. Even if you have a little time to visit, I have a friend that comes by often, and I love it. And so, what are we doing? It's neat because someone always has a question about technology.
Right.
These cars are so techy these days that it's always a great place to come, even if it's not a Toyota, to come and just get some answers and a little help with adjusting this and pairing my new phone to the car that I have. I just got a new phone, and hey, it's a place to come and get help. So it's cool.
And I like that, and I will say you guys definitely do a good job, so thank you.
Thank you.
What is today? Today's Wednesday, and it's Laguna Woods Village Day.
Yes, it is.
Let's talk about some of the promotions you guys do for them.
Well, it's that pit stop, which also means we also have a reduced rate for everything relating to just maintenance, which is if you need an oil change, if you're coming in just for even some sort of repair, like you need brakes or something like that. And an alignment is $79 as opposed to normally being, I think it's $119.
Okay.
So come in. And we have extra staff on Wednesday specifically for this reason, so it's kind of cool.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Awesome stuff.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week, and maybe
Thanks for having us
we'll
on.
have Steve come on and he can talk a little bit about some of the nitty gritty of the service stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Yeah,
Thanks. Nice to have you on.
Thank you, Lisa.
And remember, if you want to bring your car in on Wednesdays or any day during the 6 days that they're open, you can always just go on in and ask for Ephraim, because he said that is what he wants you to do. So just ask for Ephraim because he is available. We'll be right back.
Achieve a level of comfort you've never known before. The Daydreamer will take you through smooth movements and guide you effortlessly into your favorite positions. Adjust the power pillow for ideal support for your head and neck. This and our positioning technology allows for infinite relaxation. Lay back in zero gravity while watching TV and put your body and mind at ease. Lift your spirits and find your favorite daydream. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
Hi, I'm John Bowser Bauman. You probably know me best as Bowser from Sha Na Na, but I'm also president of Social Security Works PAC. And you know, when I'm in Laguna Woods, I always watch Village Television. Grease for peace.
Welcome back. Well, with me today is Joan and Mark. Of course, they're here today for the Thrive Project, but a few other things as well. So, Gate, you all know them. They do so many different things, and they pop up on our morning show. You never know what it's going to be about. Joan has 3 things that she talks about. You have a couple things, but it's great to see you here today. So, we're going to talk to Joan first because we were just talking about this off camera. And this is something that well, why don't you tell us about this? Because the part that I don't understand is this something that's coming that you're going to be doing
coming
here
up
on
next fall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the follow-up to what Mark is going to talk about. So
Okay. Oh, should we
sorry.
reverse it then?
Well, yeah.
Okay, Mark, go ahead.
Oh.
I know you've got, of course, the Centenarian
The
Project.
Centenarian Project.
You also wanted to tell us about a few events that Thrive's getting involved with the July 4th.
Yes, very much so. Sitting here back in November, Lucy Parker and I kind of pushed the button on the Centenarian
Right.
Project. Well, it's coming to fruition.
Yes, it is.
We've got all the videotapes done, we've got all of the photographs done, and they're all compiled, and we're about to display them for any of you folks who are available and would like to learn a little bit about the Centenarian Project. We are opening up the boardroom in the administration building, the main boardroom, on Friday, this Friday, the 28th, at 2 p.m. We're going to have an open
Okay.
house with video running and photographs up and around so that people can come and see them and see what we've been talking about all these months. So we're opening it up to the public, and we want people, we'd love to have people come and see. Following today, or Friday, on July 4th, we are going to have the display move to Clubhouse 2 for the Village July 4th celebration. So it'll be available there. And then Grandparents' Day.
All right. And then we are showing them beginning on Saturdays, 1 p.m.
Right.
on July 6th.
Right.
Excuse me. Yeah, July 6th. And we'll be showing one episode at a time, meaning a
Yes.
30-minute episode.
Right.
I have 3 listed so far, so 1, 2,
3 of
3,
them.
then we'll repeat them again.
Yes.
So,
And all
in
the
each one of them, I see
photographs-
have 5 people.
We
on
do,
each one.
and one of them we should have 6 because there were 16.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
16
Yes,
folks that we
yeah.
interviewed and photographed. I've seen the raw footage as it was starting to become assembled. It's really some fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
Listening to people's secrets of living to 100 that they don't want to give out.
All right, so very good.
And that's
Yeah.
that's what I'm here for today.
Okay, and now we go back to Joan. And
Yes.
Joan wanted us to talk about, it's called the Stanford University Forgiveness Projects, and I guess you're bringing this here coming up in the fall, did you say?
In the fall, Thrive
Okay.
is looking into this. We're proposing a village-wide book read of books from this project. But let me go back a little bit. I was looking at the internet and I saw something about people carrying around grudges and grievances, hurting themselves by keeping their blood pressure up and just constant stress. But I ran across this article where this fellow writes, I'm a senior consultant in health promotion at Stanford University, where I teach people ways to manage their stress and to live lives of greater satisfaction. And then he goes on and he says, I do this in part to reduce their risk of cardiovascular disease and to help their bodies maintain health and well-being. Fine. And then he gets into this funny thing about forgiveness. And it's a word that is misunderstood by many, by most. We are taught in religious purview to forgive our enemies, and for many that just means I have to condone it, you know.
Right.
And but he goes on to explain that forgiveness doesn't mean that you condone the offending act. It's going to be there, but the results for you will begin to dissipate as you learn how to let go, how to forgive, really. It doesn't mean that you have to reconcile with someone who badly treated you. Forgiveness does not require an apology from the offender, even though that's what we would hope. It might happen, but that's not what it's about. And it doesn't depend on whether the offender changes or takes you back. Also, forgiveness and justice are not the same. And forgiveness
Interesting.
and reconciliation are not the same.
Okay.
Forgiveness and condoning are not the same. Well, fine. You say, fine, okay. Forgiveness is really for creating your peace of mind. It's to create healing in a person's life and return that person to a state where they can live capable of loving and trusting again. You know, as a child loves and trusts, they're open, they're loose.
Right.
And as we get older, we get tight and defensive.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes things happen that, quotes, push our buttons.
Right.
Well, that means that something happened somewhere in our past that we're still holding on to. So this project actually helps you to hurt less, to experience less anger, feel less stressed with symptoms of backache and muscle tension, dizziness, headaches, upset stomachs. It sounds like the panacea for everything.
Yes.
But think about it. If you can let go of your stress, just think of what you really are letting go. When a person is stressless, God willing, you're at your optimum. You can think clearly, you can breathe more easily,
Right.
your digestion works, you know, and your appetite is better, you even sleep better. Big thing is you suffer less depression. Well, all right, so what I'm thinking about is trying to get a book from the Stanford Forgiveness Project, which has been around since 1995, by the way,
Okay.
and have the village read it.
Very
The
good.
village,
Yeah.
and maybe
Is it something just that people can find online? And
yes, it is.
Okay.
It will be, and it
Okay.
is. And so we're going to use a combination of online
Okay.
and
Library, maybe get it in
the
the
library,
village
individual learning, but making up small book groups if you want to. I mean, it's pretty loose right now, but it's kind of exciting because we're taught to forgive, but not how to forgive. And what this project is about is how to do it.
All right. I think that's a good project.
I hope so.
Very
It's
interesting.
interesting.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's would be part of it. Is,
It'll be fun,
It'll
yeah.
be fun. It'll
Yeah.
be, but you know, now, you know, day-to-day stress is day-to-day stress, and I think that sometimes that's hard. Of course, that's a different thing.
It's a different stress.
Well,
It's a different.
yes,
it's different than
it's all
forgiveness, but
well, stress. Let's
Yeah.
just leave it at stress, because getting rid of stress, one of the things you can do is just let go.
Yes.
And in order to let go, you sometimes have to forgive, but the ways to do it are far
Interesting.
simpler than we think and far more difficult than we think.
Yeah.
Because it takes time.
that'll be interesting. So once you get that together, you know, let us know, and
We will. And this is just a preview of things to come.
you know,
Come.
you know, there's one thing that I find I could never forgive, totally unforgivable:
What's that?
putting ketchup on a hot dog.
And why is
I
that?
agree.
Yeah.
But I always
if you're
put
a kid,
ketchup on my
I'm
hot
sorry,
dogs.
I can't. If you're a kid, that's fine.
must
Am I
be
right?
East Coast.
See, Mark and I were from the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Am I right?
I see.
Golden
All right.
spicy brown mustard on a hot dog.
Yeah, but-
There you go.
I like both.
Can't forgive ketchup on mustard.
Oh, geez.
How about sauerkraut?
Sauerkraut. Yeah, I like sauerkraut. Yeah, let us know when this comes about,
We
and we'll see. We'll get, maybe you can get with Eileen Ordway at the Village Library, and they can get maybe copies of this book.
That's
in.
one of our hopes, that we will be able to
Yeah.
get inexpensive books and everybody can have one.
Yes. All right. Very good. Anything else folks would like to add?
No, just in the near future, we hope we'll see people on Friday the 28th here in the administration building in the boardroom, and
4th of
July 4th and Grandparents' Day.
All right.
That's it.
Very good. And if you tune into the Trading Post today, you'll see his twin brother here. Am I right?
Yes, that's right.
Your twin brother.
Sitting
Yeah.
next to a very nice lady.
Yeah, there we are. Thank you both for coming on. Always good to
Thanks,
see you
Ken.
guys.
Thank you.
We'll be back. You know, there's that.
With
Alzheimer's disease, you never know what to expect. Dr. Gus Alva at ATP Clinical Research is enrolling volunteers 65 to 90 years old for a clinical research study evaluating an investigational drug for agitation associated with Alzheimer's disease. No charge to participate, and compensation for time and travel may be available. If you or someone you know is experiencing agitation, irritability, or aggression associated with Alzheimer's disease, visit atpcr.com or call 714-270-1472.
Welcome back. Tim Moy is here, who is our Chief of Security, to talk to us a little bit about some things that seniors need to take into consideration when they have young children or grandchildren around. So kind of a scary thing.
Right. Yeah.
But we want to tell our senior community why it is important to know about the different kinds of drugs and things that the youth is actually getting into now.
Yeah, unfortunately, and there's some new trends that have started as well. We see the things that over the years, the last 50 years, the alcohol and the marijuana, but there's some different types of drugs. There's some over-the-counter drugs that our youth are using. And we bring this up, I know this is a senior community, obviously, but our seniors have grandkids. They have great-grandchildren. I'm a new grandfather myself. I'm pretty excited about it. He's all 3 weeks old. I don't think he's dealing with these challenges just yet. But let me tell you, in 15 years, I'll make sure I'm informed, I'm educated, and that my daughter and son-in-law know about what the current risks are, whatever it may be at that time.
Right. And it is changing, as
it is changing.
And rapidly.
Right. And so, we know with the kids, the teens, that their bodies are still forming, their minds are still forming. A drug, alcohol, may have a different effect on them than it may on an adult or someone who's a little bit more used to.
Right. I know we talked about that before, where we talked about there's varying age or metabolism or height and that type of thing. So, but before we go into that, you said that what are some of the most common, teens commonly experiment with? There's something that they're doing now.
Right. Well, I could jump forward. I wanted to kind of hit on some of the old things that they're doing, if I could.
Yes, so alcohol and marijuana.
Right. So it's still alcohol, marijuana. It really is, and they're pretty creative with it. If you look back on maybe some of the things that happened when we were kids, and maybe our friends or others have tried doing. They would use the alcohol. They would get into their parents' liquor cabinet. Hey, I've got good kids. I've got two fine young men. One's an attorney. One used to jump out of airplanes for the 82nd Airborne. Wow. But let me tell you, I got these gray hairs for a reason, because they put me through a lot when they were teens, and they made some mistakes, and we know that happens. And we had just using a quick example. I think it was gin in our liquor cabinet. And, they weren't smart enough to take the whole bottle, but they took some of the gin and replaced it with water. And you don't think I'm going to catch that, right? But so they're going to try different little things. Right. And again, not to say that you have a bad grandson or great-grandson, but there's a lot of pressure out there with our kids.
Oh yeah, and it doesn't matter where it is.
No, and we, I think we need to do our part. And so if you know that you've got teens coming over, just be aware that those are some of the challenges, the peer pressure that they're facing. Maybe they're experimenting in some things, and so we've got to be careful. We don't want to contribute to it. So hey, lock up your liquor cabinet. Put that stuff away. Don't allow that to be a temptation for your grandson or your granddaughter.
Well, one thing that's interesting about that is, when you have get-togethers like Thanksgiving and Christmas and large family gatherings, there is a temptation to say, you know what, you're here at the table, have a glass of wine. Go ahead. What would you advise?
Well,
it's a tough one.
It is a tough one, but I think you have to take a look at the individual, first of all. I'm talking about a 15-year-old, a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old? Absolutely not. Hey, a 20-year-old who's a few months away from turning 21, I'm not opposed to that. If we're going to keep them inside the home, they're not going anywhere. They're an adult. But when they're a teen, no, I'm not going to contribute to that at all.
No, but I agree with the getting closer to the age of 21. They should have some experimenting at home where you can help them out.
Yeah, we got to be careful.
I know that before my kids turned, 20, well, one of them's only 21 now, but we said, okay, we laid it on the table and we tried everything, so they knew what it was like, so they knew how far not to go.
Sure.
So we thought that was probably a good idea.
And you know, so you were involved with your kid's life.
Yep.
You knew about what was going on out, you know, in society and with the pressures they were facing, and that's part of it. Having those open conversations.
Right.
And for our community, it maybe you're having that conversation with your son or daughter, who's going to have that conversation with their son or daughter,
Right.
whatever it might be. But the other drug, you know, is still marijuana as well.
Right.
And you know, that psychoactive ingredient, it's called delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol. It's a big long name. Most people know it as THC. You know, hey, when we were kids, the THC content in a marijuana cigarette, we'll call it, was about 2 to 3%. And so it would take you the whole cigarette, the whole marijuana joint to smoke. Nowadays, that THC content is up to 20 to 30%.
Wow.
So it may only take a few hits off that marijuana cigarette or that bong or whatever you're smoking it from,
Wow.
and you're on the influence. So we've got to be careful with those things as well. And again, we need to inform. We need to be aware of what's going on. We've got to have those conversations.
Well, and also many of our community residents do utilize marijuana instead of pain medication. So knowing the differences of what it used to be and what it is now, can they walk into a place and be able to say, okay, well, I really don't want something that's so super strong? I mean, is there options for that or not?
Right. So we've got a pretty active community who does use medical use marijuana quite a bit. So two different conversations almost that we're having. The kids, these teens, are not using CBD, and that does not have the THC, which is going to cause you to have that euphoria and that buzz and get you high. Our community is going more for the medical treatment as well. So the kids more to get high, the seniors here for the most part to treat ailments.
Okay, perfect. All right, and then other places that they can find you know, some kind of opioids or something is in the medicine cabinets, right?
Yeah, I opened mine this morning just to take a look.
And, don't look at mine.
Right, and you see some of the things, you know, if you've had some minor surgery or you had something that took place, and sure enough, you take about half of it and you leave the rest in the medicine cabinet. I think we've got some OxyContin in mine.
Oh, gosh.
OxyContin, major CNS depressant or central nervous system depressant.
Right.
There's Vicodin. Valium, Xanax.
Norco.
There you go.
So isn't Norco, what is the difference between Norco and hydrocodone? Is it
I think it's a different,
just a different brand?
Yeah, of it. Okay. But again, kids are experimenting with that.
Oh yeah.
So the teens are looking around. It's a very common strategy for kids to go through their parents' medicine cabinets and take this and that. And I tell you what, they've got their own terminology, their own names for it. They're passing them around at parties, what have you. So again, lock up your medicine cabinets, put that stuff away. You've got a teen that's staying for the weekend or over summer vacation coming up. Get that out of them. Put it in your room somewhere where they're not going to find it.
Or if you have smaller children, make sure it's not sitting on the counter, because I know that when we would visit my parents, you know, they don't think about it, and it's just sitting all out on the counter. I'm like, oh my gosh, it should be put away.
Get that stuff out of there.
Yeah, so we put it up high so the kids couldn't get to it. Tell me about purple drink. What is that?
What in the world is a purple drink? There's other names for it, lean, scissorp. So our kids, hey, these teens are creative, and they'll take a cold medicine that has codeine in it, and they'll mix that with like Sprite or a Jolly Rancher. But they're just not mixing a normal dose. As you know, a normal dose is like going to treat your cold or treat whatever you're dealing with. But if you put 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 times in that, it can cause some hallucinations. It can cause that whole that drunken state. It puts you out on the nod. It's
oh my God.
Yeah. So I got to tell you, I didn't face that when I was in high school.
No.
So this is one of the new things. And there's another one out there.
Oh gosh.
Called robo-tripping.
Robo-tripping.
Where would you get? You're thinking, what is robo-tripping? And they get that from Robitussin.
NyQuil too?
Right, NyQuil,
oh my
Dayquil.
What's in it that make dextromethorphan? How do you pronounce that?
Yeah, dextromethorphan.
Oh, there we go.
So DXM.
Yes.
And DXM in normal dosage is going to treat that cold issue that you're fighting with.
Right.
you triple the dose, quadruple it, and now it's a hallucinogen.
Oh my gosh.
And so, you know, you follow the directions, you're good to go. You don't, you're not.
Right.
And our kids have, for whatever
doing
reason,
that too, man.
they're doing that. So that's one. So if you hear something like that, if you hear purple drink or lean, or you hear robo-tripping in a conversation or a text message with one of your grandsons or what have you, or
Oh my gosh.
grandkids. I don't know why I said sons. Why do I always think it's the guys? No, this
It's
is
all of them.
It is.
Girls, boys, young.
Right.
And, yeah.
But
yeah.
that is extremely dangerous.
Absolutely.
And extremely accessible. We're talking about over-the-counter medications.
Yeah.
We know we've got them all over our
Right.
in our house, downstairs in the kitchen, upstairs in the medicine cabinet.
Yep.
You know, and then you also have the pill form,
Right.
that you can take, and that's called skittling. So you know they use these
Skittling.
terms
Wow.
for it, so that it just sounds like, oh, you're eating candy. You're not eating candy. You're getting high.
I think we need to have a list.
Oh,
Like this list needs to be readily available
Right.
somewhere.
Well, I tell you what, it's almost overwhelming, isn't it? Seriously.
It's crazy.
And-
I mean, how are you going to remember all these things?
Right. Well,
Wow.
I think personally, you've got to stay informed, involved. You've got to do your research. You've got to have those conversations. Just stay in tune with what's going on out there.
Exactly.
I don't think most people even have heard of robo-tripping.
No.
Because that wasn't in our generations, and yet it is with this current generation of high schoolers and young adults.
Wow.
That we're dealing with. I'm going to be speaking to high school teachers next Monday,
Okay.
and we're going to be going over all these
Okay,
things as
that's
well.
great.
So they
That's
see
great.
it in the classrooms. They see
Right.
kids who are on the nod, and that's not from staying up late
Right.
studying. That's from taking something before coming to school.
Wow.
Right, and these are good kids.
Well, and some of our, obviously some of our seniors here, you know, they are around their young kids
Right,
and
right.
and like you said, the adults who are also having children. So this is really important that they're in the know, and then if the teachers are in the know and the parents,
Right.
then at least everybody is partaking
Absolutely.
and educating them.
Right.
So
And you
that's
know,
good.
you look at it with law enforcement. Law enforcement's got so many other problems. They don't want to be responding to the schools to deal with someone who may be under the influence of
Right.
or going on a robo trip. They want the parents to deal with it. It's
Exactly.
there's a lot going on out there. So
Right.
so my recommendation, my words of advice is to stay involved with your grandkids.
Exactly.
Keep an eye on what's going on. Have those difficult conversations with them. Impress them with your knowledge.
That's right, and the
Absolutely.
knowledge that you've learned here too. So
Sure.
thank you so much. Good
Absolutely.
information. I appreciate it. Thank
Good
you.
to see you.
And if you guys have any questions regarding what we have talked about here today, you can always contact security at 580-1400. But do make sure that you maybe even look it up online, what are some of these other drugs that we've talked about, so you can be in the know. Thank you. Be right back.
Very good.
We all know there's no place like home. You want to stay in your own home, but day-to-day tasks are getting more difficult to manage. Acticare is the solution. We are the trusted care partner in your community with 5-star reviews. You've taken care of others all your life. Now is the time to let us help you. In-home care is a safe and effective way to help you remain living independently in the comfort of your own home.
Acticare, responsive in-home care. Your first day is free.
Our second event that's coming up next month is the Pageant of the Masters. And we have Sharbi Higuchi here, who's going to tell us all about it, and if you ever want to be a volunteer and all the great things that are surrounding that. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me here today. There's so much going on at the festival.
I know, I bet. So let's talk about the overall Festival of Arts and you know, how it came about.
Oh, how it came back. Well, it came about back in 1932. And actually what happened, it was during the Great Depression, and the Olympics was going on up in Los Angeles, and the town folk of Laguna Beach and the artists got together and say, hey, let's figure out a way how to get people down to Laguna Beach from the Olympics, and they came up with this idea of a celebration of the arts.
Okay.
And it happened throughout the entire city of Laguna Beach, and it worked. People came down, and that is the very humble beginnings of the Festival of Arts Fine Arts Show.
So actually, how did it start where where they began doing what they do today?
The pageant portion or
Right,
the art
the pageant
show?
portion.
Well, the following year, the artists got together and they were like, hey, we want more people into our art show. What can we do? So what they did is they dressed up like famous works of art and they paraded around the city of Laguna Beach, and like the Pied Piper, they had people follow them into where the art show was located at that time. So actually the beginning stages of the pageant was a publicity stunt, and it worked. And then it came about 1935, a gentleman by the name of Roy Ropp said, hey, you have something in these living pictures, I'm going to make a wonderful theater production out of it. And then he changed the name to the pageant The Masters. So what started out as a publicity stunt is now this incredible production that there's nothing like it anywhere else in the world.
Well, no kidding. I mean, I've been to it a couple different times, and it really is amazing. And we were there last week looking at behind the scenes, and we're showing some footage right now behind the scenes. But you know, it's not just the pageant masters. I mean, that's kind of like the culmination at the end. But when you first get there, there's a lot of different artwork to look at. And you mentioned that we do have 2 artists from Laguna Woods that are appearing there.
Yeah, so at the Festival Arts Fine Art Show, we have 140 artists, and I'm going to give a shout out right now to Sherry Cohen, who lives here, as well as Brian Giberson. Brian Giberson is a mixed media artist, and Sherry's a jeweler, and their work is phenomenal. So those of you come down to see the art show, make sure you say hi to Brian and Sherry.
That's great.
And that's great. And and all our artists come from throughout Orange County. It's a juried fine art show, and it's a real honor to get into art show. We're kind of like probably one of the oldest fine art show that's out there, particularly that's starting in California. We're over 85 years. But in addition to the art show, we have all type of fun activities, lots of great entertainment, lots of hands-on art activities that our patrons can participate in. And I tell you, the music series have gotten better and better every single year.
Good.
And we have entertainment every night, and on the weekends we have special events and a really wonderful concert series on Saturday afternoons. So it's just a wonderful place to come all summer long and really get embedded into the arts. And then of course at night is that wonderful Pageant of the Masters performance.
Right. How long is the Pageant of the Masters performance? Is it about an hour, hour and a half?
It's roughly about 2 hours with intermission. So it starts at 8:30, and the reason it has to start at 8:30, it needs to be dark because that is the secret. Is the lighting. Absolutely.
Right.
So, so what I'd said is that we basically take live people. They're all volunteers. We dress them up in makeup and costume, and then we put them in these beautiful sets, and we recreate these famous works of art on stage, and then it's all accompanied by with some wonderful orchestra music and a live narration, and it's quite the production. And I will tell you, over the years it has gotten better and better, and there's lots of surprises in store for our audience this year, so be on the lookout for UFO. I'm going to ruin some surprises here. It's a little bit of lasers this year.
Oh, good.
Yeah, some fun, and a canine companion, a little dog named Leonardo.
Oh, I love it. Now the theme this year is the time machine.
The time machine.
So give me just kind of an overview of what that's supposed to mean.
So we're doing something a little different this year. We're going to actually have a storyline from start to finish, and we're going to have some time travelers, and they're going to visit different eras of art, and it's all through the notebook of a very famous artist that we all love and adore, which is Leonardo da Vinci. And so we really pay tribute to the creation of wonderful art, as well as we tip our hat to the sciences as well.
Well, right, and I'd like to be able to show the one that was the moon landing.
Yes.
And that is really cool. I mean, I saw some of the costumes already, and it just looks amazing the way they make it.
It does look amazing. You know what's really amazing, though, is the fact that all the people that you see up there on stage, they're all volunteers.
Right.
It takes 500 volunteers to actually put on our show. Right. And they come from everywhere, as far north as Los Angeles, San Diego, Temecula, but it's quite a commitment. And by the end of the summer, they would have committed like 60,000 hours of their time to us. All because we are a nonprofit.
Right.
And all the stuff we do is in support of arts and arts education. We have an incredible scholarship program We have given over the years probably $3 million out in scholarships.
Wow.
Through our foundation, another $3 million out to local art organizations. So it is really a give back organization for the sake of the arts.
That's great. That is awesome. Now let's talk about when it is. So it starts July 7th.
Well, the art show starts first. It starts on July 5th and runs through August 31st.
Okay.
And then the pageant we open up on July 7th, and it also runs through August 31st.
Okay.
And I'll give you guys a tip. Buy a Pageant of the Masters ticket, and that ticket actually is 2 shows for the price of 1 because it's a season pass to the Festival Arts. So all of those music series I was talking about, the special events, you come back, show your pageant ticket at the entrance, and you'll get in free to the art show.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that's
Is that
great.
not incredible?
Oh, that is really great. All right, well, perfect. Well, I love all the information, and I look forward to the show, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. And remember that it starts July 5th, not July 7th, because that's part of the Festival of Arts, and runs through August 31st, and you can always go online and type in Pageant of the Masters and get all the information. We'll be right back.
Parkinson's disease is a neurological movement disorder affecting an estimated 1 million Americans, including many under age 40. The American Parkinson Disease Association is the largest grassroots network in the United States, working to help ease the burden and find the cure for those coping with Parkinson's. Visit apdaoptimism.org today to find out how you can help millions live with dignity and optimism. Your action today will help APDA put an end to Parkinson's disease.
If you truly want to make a difference, there's no better way than a career in California water, a dynamic, essential industry at a critical turning point.
Water is absolutely the most crucial thing hitting our Central Valley and our state.
It's work that's so essential that people want to stick with it if they're in it.
It will be life-changing, not only for yourself, but for generations to come.
Through times of drought, aging infrastructure, and a growing population, the water leaders of tomorrow will seek innovative solutions to unprecedented challenges, helping protect California's most vital resource.
We have to broaden our network so that we can bring all the bright minds together to solve a problem that has to be solved.
It's a valuable resource. We need to protect it, and we always need people to do that.
The water business isn't just about delivering water, moving it from point A to point B. A new wave of opportunities are emerging, from working in the field to a water quality lab, shaping policy in a boardroom to customer service and human resources, tackling complex regulations, or leveraging technology for critical improvements in water efficiency and sustainability.
It's not just building pipes and pump stations anymore.
We need engineers, we need those in the hard sciences, we need those in the soft sciences, people that understand law, understand public policy.
You need the accountants, you need the rate setters.
We need all types and all hands on deck.
There's nothing more central to California's future than carrying on the water industry's mission.
It's a tremendous responsibility we have in delivering that water resource that you can't live without.
If you really want to make an impact, then this is where you're going to have the most impact.
In California Water, you'll find a vast array of long-term, well-paying careers with numerous opportunities to grow and make your mark, and new initiatives welcoming the next generation.
It makes me feel like I can make a real big difference.
If you think that this industry is a non-changing industry, that's exactly the reason why you have to get involved. That's why you have to come in to affect that change.
It's only going to become more important as years go on, too.
Why not be that person to take the water industry to the next level?
We're going to have to be more innovative, we're going to have to collaborate more, and we'll need a new generation to help us do that.
The impact that your service will bring to public service and to water in general will last for generations to come.
This is how we burger, brew, and cue. Pick a town. Arrive hungry, real hungry. Start with a massive burger. Charred, juicy. Add bacon, a buttery bun, piled high. Serve it up, wash it down. Creamy, hoppy, fruity, malty. We're not done yet. Cue time. Deep fried, sauce soaked, pork ribs, meaty, tender. I'm full. Where to next?
All new Burgers Brew and Q, Tuesday at 9. Cooking Channel. Stay fired up.
Welcome back. Well, coming up, our Friday movie is basically a biography drama, and it's called On the Basis of Sex. It's a true story of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg and her struggles for equal rights in the early cases of a very historic and groundbreaking career. Very good movie, and Felicity Jones is in this. She plays Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And also Armie Hammer, I believe he plays her husband in this. I haven't seen this movie, but I hear it's very good.
No, it looks
yeah.
intense.
Yeah, yeah.
But I like it's on a true story, so that's always nice to have.
So that was came out in January, and we're going to bring that to you.
Wow, so
on
good
Friday.
that we get these, first-rate movies. It's nice to be able to have that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then on Monday we have Captain Marvel, and Carol Danvers becomes one of the universe's most powerful heroes when Earth is caught in the middle of a galactic war between two alien races. After crashing an experimental aircraft, Air Force pilot Carol Danvers is discovered by the Kree and trained as a member of the elite Star Force military under the command of her mentor, Jan Rogue. 6 years later, after escaping the Earth while under attack by the Skrulls, Danvers begins to discover there's more to her past. With help from S.H.I.E.L.D., we recognize that one, agent Nick Fury, they set out to unravel the truth, and that is Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson, and Ben Mendelsohn. And if you guys didn't watch yesterday's newscast, the pilot that I interviewed not too long ago of the Thunderbirds was actually her trainer for when she was flying in the plane. So pretty good.
Very good movie, and you wonder why you saw Blockbuster Video in there. Well, this actually takes place going back about 20 years ago. And
has it been that long since Blockbuster?
Something like that, yeah. And then it moves forward, and just like an Endgame, it kind of does the same thing. Interesting thing, Samuel L. Jackson is in this. He plays Nick Fury, as he has done for many of the Marvel movies.
Iron Man.
Yep. And what they did in here, you probably saw, there was a brief little clip of him looking pretty young. That was not makeup, it was CGI. So he played his role, but they redid his face, much like they did Michael Douglas in Ant-Man. They showed him when he was like...
Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
In Star Wars, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's amazing.
Pretty cool what you can do now. They're cloning us everywhere.
Yeah, see, actors don't need to get all the facelifts and that stuff anymore.
Nice.
Don't need it. All right, something fun coming up next week on the 2nd. We had this gentleman on yesterday, Ray Boggio, and he is with the Deluxe Nightclub. And this is a new club. He also does, he's really a great dancer. He's been on our show with the Ballroom Dancing Club. And this is something brand new he's bringing. He's going to have all kinds of dances. First event is going to be free at Clubhouse 5, and you must RSVP. And the reason is, he said they're going to have some really nice hors d'oeuvres there that people can have and get to know everyone. 949-613-4630. Please RSVP Ray as soon as possible. And they're also going to have, besides dancing, an entertainment showcase featuring hula dancing. But this sounds really neat. He plans to do all kinds of different things. This particular one sounds like music of more of the early 80s, a little disco, a little Latin music.
One thing I overheard him saying was that he searches out like newer renditions of older music. So he said he was going to bring, like, hey, did you know that Kid Rock redid this and that? So he was talking about some really cool things. So I think that will be super fun.
I think this is going to be really neat.
Yeah,
he's very nice.
He's very enthusiastic too.
Yeah, very nice guy.
Okay, well, you know, I actually have, don't forget that you get a senior special if you do whale watching this summer. It's only $19 during the week, Monday through Friday. You get any 2-hour whale watching cruise. You can always go to danawharf.com, or you can call them at 949-496-5794. So, you know, it's still fun to go out there and you'll see dolphin for sure. You may not see whales, but you'll certainly see dolphins. So always fun.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun to go and do that. And also a reminder that coming up on Saturday is the Golden Girls Dancing Show, the Golden Girls Dance Troupe. And if you'd like to go, it's over at Performing Arts Center. There's a 2 o'clock performance and a 7 o'clock performance, all kinds of obviously Asian music, Chinese dance, traditional stuff, and non-traditional things as well, because they have a guy that does Michael Jackson. So it's been 10 years. He died yesterday, they said.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Gosh, I can't believe
But I saw video of this guy, and he looks like Michael Jackson. Yeah, it's very well done. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Good, good. And then just one last one is remember that the Sistine Chapel exhibition is at the Cathedral Cultural Center. And if you want to know more about that, you can go to sistineexhibit.com.
Yeah.
But I think that would be really nice if you've actually never seen it. You might as well go now.
Yes. All right. The weather, a little drizzly out there if you're watching us in the morning. I'm hoping we get a little sunshine as we get to the afternoon, which we did not yesterday. So hopefully, excuse me, it is in the forecast that we should get a little bit. Tomorrow, hopefully it'll be a little bit less of this. And as we go forward, definitely, especially as we get to the weekend, we're going to have warmer temperatures, getting to more normal conditions. And maybe not even some June gloom on Saturday and Sunday, but we'll see.
I pray not.
Yes, here we are around the area today. Not much change in the temperatures at all. You know, it kind of ebbs and flows with how much marine layer we get, but we're still kind of right in there. And tomorrow about the same as well. But as I said, it should warm up on the weekend as that high pressure expands.
All right, nice, nice. And then tomorrow we have Adapt to It. And we have, the jewelry shop of Lake Forest, I believe, is the name of it.
Yes, the jewelry box.
The jewelry box. The jewelry box of Lake Forest is coming, and we're going to find out all about estate jewelry and some really cool things I might be bringing in for us. Then we have the Globe headlines, and then the Melody Makers Barbershop Chorus. Oh, are they going to sing?
I don't.
Well, we never really know.
I don't know.
Stay tuned tomorrow, and we'll let you know. Have a great day in the village. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.